Hello there lovely people, I hope you're doing well. It's Verity here from inkybutterfly.wordpress.com. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to make this card today. We're going to go Christmas again. I haven't done any Christmas cards for a bit throughout the week, so we're going to do this, which I think is really nice and bright and fun. And of course, we want a bit of joy in the world at the moment, don't we? Through all this lockdown business, so let's hope we've got some joy on the way. So this is the Peace and Joy stamp set. So this is just a phenomenal set in terms of, we've got these really huge sentiments. So these are 100%, so these are exactly how they stamp out. So you can see that there. So really fantastic set. Very similar in design to a set that I really enjoyed in one of our other catalogues that sadly retired. But even better, we've got some really great word dies that stack together. So we've got the one that cuts out the stamped image, we've got a shadow for that, and then there's even like this really thin script over the top. Okay, so obviously we are using the piece, sorry, we're not using the piece at all, we're using Joy for our stamp, for our card. The combo I've got here is a pool party card base. And I teamed it with Granny Apple Green and Real Red to get the nice bold holly on that. Okay, so we're going to do a version using mint macaron. Oops, dropping bits and pieces. Mint macaron instead for the card base, and we're going to go with Poppy Parade and Shaded Spruce. So these two colours I've been really liking as a Christmas combo for this year. So, and I thought the mint mac would just be a nice accompaniment to that. Okay, so let's do our stamp and die cutting first. I've already pre-cut, by the way, a vellum circle. That's using our 2 1/4 inch punch. Use a die if you wish as well. Okay, so Poppy Parade then, we're going to stamp our Joy sentiment onto this little piece of cardstock. See, I've already taped in place the shadow die there. Look how juicy that ink pad is. Really nice. Get that cleaned off straight away, because I like to keep those nice and clean. So that's going to be die cut with this. I'm just going to let that dry a little longer, just for a moment. So we'll put that over the top. Now, just to sort of change things slightly, I'm going to bring in my Shaded Spruce for the little companion sentiment. I just felt the other colour wasn't brought in on the overall design, and I'm just stamping that on the edge of this card, and that will be hand cut from that cardstock. Once we've done all the other bits and pieces, right, that looks like it's dried off. So we'll just place that die over the top. Sorry, I was thinking too far ahead then. I was like, what am I doing? So this lines up beautifully. So you just want to line that up so you can't see any white around your stamped word. Just like so. Just tape that into place. And we'll run that through my cut and emboss machine, Stampin' Up's cut and emboss machine. The mini version is on its way. It will be here soon, so look out for the announcement for that. So if you are limited on space, the mini is going to be right up your street. So there's our shadow, and here's our word, which we are going to layer together right now, because I'm going to use some wet glue to make sure that that's positioned correctly, and that will give it plenty of time to dry. So let's just do that real quick. So I don't want loads of glue, we'll just put little bits here and there. Get that lined up. and that'll be nice and dry by the time we need to add it to the card. Okay, so just lining that up so that we get a nice shadow around that, and that's ready to go. This little guy we can hand cut. Okay, so I like to use a nice long pair of scissors when I'm doing freehand cutting, so you can get a nice straight border. Okay, now I've cut past that line, so make sure I can get my blade into the cardstock as far as I want to. If you try and cut with one smooth action rather than snip at it, you'll get a much neater finish. So there's our scraps done, and that's our little teeny tiny word, which we can leave to one side just for the moment while we stamp our background panel. Okay, we will bring in some scrap paper because we want to go off the edge. And what we're going to do is we're going to position our leaves first, because the berries are easy to fit in afterwards. So I just want to make sure that we get a nice coverage of our holly leaves. I'm going to try and get them around the edge and kind of framing the sentiment somewhat. Twisting and turning as we go, facing different directions. Trying not to make it look too planned. Oh, a hair has, stray hair has got on my stamp. Okay, oh well, pretend you can't see that. I could cut another card. Shall I cut another card? Oh, do you know what? I've got all my bases pre-cut, so let's just grab another one. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, isn't it? Never mind. Let's just do that again. So no two are going to be the same. Don't know where that hair came from. We can just quickly do that again. Twist and turn. Like I say, what I don't want it to look too planned, if you know what I mean. Because that's not how it would happen in nature. Just be here, there and everywhere. And we don't want any sort of gaps, if you know what I mean. So we'll just put some leaf edges in here and there as well. Just to fill in those gaps. Cool. I think that looks okay. If we're looking to put our sentiment down here, oh, most of our berries are going to be covered up. It is very random, but there you go. Just cleaning that off. I've got my stamp chamois just off to the left here, that's what I'm just wiping those off. And then we finish with that, aren't we? So we can put that away and just come in with our little red berries. So this is Poppy Parade. Not really thinking too much about the placement of these. Just next to every cluster of leaves. Not particularly rotating them because there is that little shine on there. So in theory the light would be coming in from the same direction. If you're going to think about that kind of thing. So that's it. That's our stamped panel. Okay. We can add that to our card base with some Stampin' Seal. So I find 3 strips of seal down the card is perfectly adequate. Nice and quick and easy. Make sure that crease at the top is really sharp and your card won't do the splits on you. Okay, so that's our base done. And what we just need to do is layer this up. So what we need is some regular dimensionals. I'm going to go on the back of this guy. Okay. And we're just going to place that on our circle somewhere there. This is just going to go on flat, so I'm just going to put a little bit of wet glue on there, and I just want to use my grid paper to help me make sure that that's kind of straight. It's going to take a minute or two to dry, but it'll be fine. And then on the back we're going to raise the whole thing up again, so we're going to use the same spots to hide our dimensional adhesive behind the vellum, and that little skinny bit is just wide enough for mini dimensionals. So I'm just going to use my take your pick tool just to place those behind that little sentiment strip, like so. Take off those backings. Like that. And we can add this to our card. I'm not adding any extra bling or anything. I'm going to bring that in a bit so I get to see those berries, I think. But we're covering up that leaf. That's alright, that's okay, that's fine. Just looking for a bit of balance behind the sentiment, really. But I don't particularly want it in the bang in the middle either. Just so it's framed up a bit more. Okay, easy peasy. If you wanted to, we could add a bit of, if you wanted to add a little bit of sparkle, a bit of Winter Stella over the top of that joy would be nice. Just be careful that this Winter Stella will pick up the ink, especially with red, and move it about, so just be careful you don't go outside the lines on that. So that adds just a little bit of sparkle as well, if you choose to do that. A very simple addition, just to make it feel maybe a little bit more Christmassy. There are red rhinestones as well that you could use instead of the berries if you wanted to really go a bit blingy on that. So I don't know whether we can catch a little bit of the yep, just a bit, just gives it a little bit of something. So a couple of colourways for you to play with there. Now yes, I've chosen some traditional red and green and whatever, but I think you could probably get away with trying some other different combos as well. If you are looking to purchase any of these products, there will be shop links in the description bar below, so that you can go straight to those and make any purchases that you wish. I hope you've enjoyed that. Nice, quick, simple thing. Great for beginners as well. Very easy to achieve. Thanks ever so much for joining me today. Hope to see you again on my channel real soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.